Okay, so let's talk some more about page layout. This is extremely important. Um, when you're all done typing in notes and putting articulations, and when you're just getting ready to print, you want to be able to make things look nice and neat. And it can get a little frustrating if you can't get things to fit right. So, for example, right here I have a score, and because I have so many instruments, the music doesn't fit. I mean, it fits, but I can only fit one line, and it's kind of a waste of a space. So one of the first things you can do, which we've talked about already, is to change the just the overall size of the score. So you can just click on the percentage tool and click outside, and let's say go to 90% and see what happens. So that didn't do much. I'm gonna do it a little bit more. Let's do 80. And it's pretty common for scores to be relatively small anyway, so this might work. So then the next thing um, would be to come up with some sort of like general even number of measures, and we've looked at that as well. We're gonna do it again. Notice how I select the whole document just by going to the selection tool and double clicking out here. Then I go to utilities, fit measures, and I'm gonna say 6 measures per system, and I'm gonna lock them up that way. So this is a little better. Okay, so this was already a lot better. Now the next thing you might want to do is edit the page margins. You don't really need to do it in this particular score, but let's say for whatever reason that you don't like the margins and you want them wider or smaller or narrower. So you go to the page layout tool and you get these dotted lines here. So this one obviously represents the left. These are the system margins actually, but you can reduce that, and this will only affect the one measure, the one page right here. As you can see, this one is not moving. So a better way to do that is to go to page layout and just go to page margins. And once again, the little window doesn't, you can't see it here, but to the right, there's a little pop-up menu. At the top it says edit page margins. And so here you can do that. You can say, let's say you can specify on all pages. I'm going to uncheck this, and I'm going to say on the left I only want 0.5 inches. And if I apply, then as you can see, the whole thing will move. This is obviously not enough space, but just to give you an example, let's go back to whatever it was. I can't remember. You can change the top, and this is just for the page margins anyway. Let's say I want it to be an inch, so it'll push the whole thing down. And you can specify which pages you want to do this to, the left pages only, pages 1 through whatever, and so on. So that's another pretty handy tool. You can also, you might stumble upon this issue here when you have scores with multiple instruments. This might happen where you have, let's say, a violin note that is really high. This might happen more likely here, for example, between the clarinet, because the clarinet can go kind of low. Let's say you have this note, and then on the cello, you have a pretty high note here, and they decided not to switch to the next clef. And so you have this collision, which doesn't look very nice. And this happens a lot, actually. So to deal with that, you would either go to your, actually, no, okay. So for this, with the page layout tool, this is how you can move around. You can move individual systems, the whole entire line. To move individual, I'm sorry, this would be, right. To move individual staves, you actually do that. You'd actually do it from the staff tool. See, as you can see, when I switched to the staff tool, you can see all these little handles showed up. So then I could go here and I could just do that.